Bayonet Charge by Ted Hughes. Suddenly he awoke and was running. In raw seamed hot khaki, his sweat heavy, stumbling across a field of clods towards a green hedge that dazzled with rifle fire. Hearing bullets smacking the belly out of the air, he lugged a rifle numb as a smashed arm. The patriotic tear that had brimmed in his eye, sweating like molten iron from the centre of his chest. In bewilderment, then, he almost stopped. In what cold clockwork of the stars and the nations was he the hand pointing that second? He was running like a man who has jumped up in the dark and runs, listening between his footfalls for the reason of his still running. And his foot hung like statuary in mid-stride. Then the shot slashed furrows, threw up a yellow hair that rolled like a flame, and crawled in a threshing circle, its mouth wide, open silent, its eyes standing out. He plunged past with his bayonet towards the green hedge. King, honour, human dignity, etc., dropped like luxuries in a yelling alarm, to get out of that blue crackling air, his terror's touchy dynamite.
This poem starts with an adverb, so remember that adverbs describe how action takes place. That means that this poem is starting in the middle of action. Notice that it doesn't say he awoke and suddenly started running. It says suddenly he awoke and was running. It is not really likely that he awoke literally, but metaphorically. It seems that he has metaphorically woken up to the horrors of war and to the terrible situation he is in. So many of these soldiers signed up because of propaganda and had no clue what they were heading into. At this moment, on the battlefield, he suddenly awoke and understands his predicament. The well-chosen word of stumbling shows us the kind of conditions on the field. You can tell this is not a nice green field anymore. It's probably been shelled, and with these holes it makes it very difficult to run without stumbling. The word lugged means to carry or drag a heavy or a bulky object with great effort. So when it says he lugged a rifle as numb as a smashed arm, we get the sense of just how heavy the rifle was. It weighed about 10 pounds with a bayonet attached. For his own safety, the soldiers always had to carry their rifle around with them, and it seems that he has done this for so long that he almost can't tell the difference between where his arm ends and his rifle begins. The word patriotic is to do with the expression of love and devotion to and an enthusiastic support for your country. Notice it says the patriotic tear that had brimmed. It does not say brimming. This means that he is talking about something that was once the case, but is no longer the case. So when he signed up for the war, he was doing it out of the love for his country, a love that he doesn't seem to have in the same way anymore. If someone's in a state of bewilderment, it means that they're completely confused. That seems to be what the soldier's gone through. Because he's woken up to a situation and knows that this is a life or death scenario, he is so bewildered and confused that he almost stopped. At the end of the stanza, when it says his foot hung like statuary in mid-stride, it suggests that he's become like a statue, and it's like time has stood still for this soldier. It's almost as if he's not moved at all since the poem began, or since he became awake, and his foot is still hanging like a statue in mid-stride. Sometimes when people have an experience where they could have died, they talk about how everything slowed down and time seemed to stand still as it was happening. That seems to be what's going on for this soldier. Perhaps he has so much adrenaline pumping through his system that this is what has woken him up, and that's why he is so aware. He's now ready for fight or flight. Yellow is a colour that is associated with cowardice. When Hughes says that a yellow hare that rolled like a flame and crawled in a threshing circle, he's not being literal, he's being metaphorical again. Hares are animals that are really fast and good at scampering away to avoid danger. The fact that this hare is yellow suggests that this is a soldier who is a coward that is running away from the battle to avoid being killed. He hides in a threshing circle. If you don't know what a threshing circle is, please look it up. It is possible that this threshing circle is a metaphor again, and is probably a large shell hole that he's hiding in. Remember that at this point the soldier that is the subject of the poem has still not actually moved. I get the feeling he is making a decision. Remember what I said the effect of adrenaline is, fight or flight. The yellow hare chose flight and has tried to run away. The soldier has been in a state of bewilderment, so the confusion he is feeling is a case of should he go forward and fight or turn and run away. The first sense of movement that we get from the soldier is when it says he plunged past with his bayonet towards the green hedge. We can see that he made the decision to fight rather than run away. We're taken back to the patriotism that was mentioned in the first stanza when he gives the list of king, honour, human dignity, etc., dropped like luxuries in a yelling alarm. So quite clearly, these were the reasons he joined up as a soldier and went to fight: king, honour, human dignity, etc. The use of etc. means that the list simply goes on, but he's given us three most important things. Everything is just a side issue, and he can't even be bothered to think about them anymore. When he dropped them like luxuries, it shows that these romantic ideas for war don't matter when it actually comes to the fighting. The only thing that matters to him is survival, and he will do whatever it takes to get home from the war. Hughes uses a really clever simile when he says dropped like luxuries. If you imagine your house is on fire and you only have time to save a few things, you might grab a big expensive item like a TV or something like that, but then drop it because it's a luxury, and you grab the things that you can save that matter. This is what the soldier does, and Hughes is showing that the soldier simply do what they need to survive. Always think about the reason the poem has been written. Think about the way the poet has used certain techniques to create an effect in the poem, and always think about a poem that could be compared to this poem.